I actually got my black belt in October 2009 and is awarded by Marcella. I actually started Brazilian Jiu Jitsu way back in 98 or 99 when I decided to mat out my garage, and that was a point where I had a Gracie Jiu Jitsu instructional video and pretty much started watching some of this. And then I heard that Hoist Gracie was teaching a seminar down in London and Manchester in about 1999 I think, and I went down there, met up with Hoist and Mark Walder and Andy Smith, and pretty much went from there. You know, just started training, going backwards and forwards to London to see Mark now and then. Whenever Hoist was over, I'd go and train with him from then on, and pretty much, you know, go around the local judo clubs practicing jiu-jitsu on those people, as there just wasn't any jiu-jitsu in Norfolk. And then around about 2004 or 5, I contacted Hoist after training with him for quite a while and said, hey, let's open up a network over here in Norfolk, Norwich and Great Yarmouth, and he agreed. And he was coming over here sort of 2-3 times a year, way up until 2006, when I met up with Marcella, who I invited over for a class to teach one of our classes, and he sort of came along to one of our classes, and from there we sort of really got on well, found out how good an instructor Marcella was, and yeah, we've been with him since. I started Brazilian Jiu Jitsu obviously similar to many other people. Someone let me tape of the UFC and pretty much saw Hoist go through the competition and pretty much beat everybody, and I sort of sat back and thought to myself, well, that looks pretty good. I think that's what I need to be doing. Having a past experience in judo as well, I was sort of pleased to see someone, you know, in there wearing a gi beating everyone else, so that sort of, there was no question there that that's something that I really wanted to do from then on. Obviously I like many of the fighters that are on the BJJ scene. Marcelo Garcia, definitely. I love his style, the way he sort of takes the back, X-guard. But the person who's most influenced me, I think it's going to be a bit of a cliche and say my current instructor Marcelo, because he helped me out so much. When I went to him, my game was horrible. I have so many problems in my game, and pretty much he ironed everything out for me. And it's really good to see my game progress so fast once I sort of started training with Marcelo. So I have to say Marcelo, definitely. At the school I teach obviously Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, which is our strongest point, which we focus a lot on with the gi. We do some without the gi as well. We do a couple of classes without the gi, and of course we teach MMA. MMA we teach on the amateur level only. We have a big team in Milton Keynes and Slough, and which has got to have professional fighters there. If someone wants to be a professional or semi-professional, we need to sort of obviously travel anyway, so we have the facility in Slough and everything there. But at our class we teach professional Jiu-Jitsu, and we just teach amateur MMA at the school. Our MMA is based around judo, wrestling, Thai boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Favourite technique? The submission is definitely going to be the omoplata, because something that really works for me a lot. But technique wise, while I like the submission, I think in terms of technique I also like any move where, you know, I can tomanagi the guy over my head from the half guard, full guard, whatever guard, where I can pick him up and flip him over, especially if they're much bigger than me, just to prove the leverage and technique. I really like this. Well, I started teaching Jiu Jitsu back in 2003 when I just come back from the Gracie Invitational, the first one that they put on. I think it was 2003, yeah. Because there just wasn't anywhere in Norfolk to train Jiu-Jitsu, and I had a couple of friends that were training me at the time. We were trained together, and you know, people kept asking, so you know, went to a traditional Jiu-Jitsu club and said, hey, can we hire your room a couple of times a week? And pretty much from there, you know, one day we turned up and there's like 10 people waiting outside, you know, to train, and pretty much went from there, and here we are today, you know, with our own school. Wow, I know. I've seen, you know, like a karate school or a kickboxing school, been like this for 20 years. You know, suddenly put MMA, have an MMA sign up on the wall. I have no idea what experience they have or what have you. You know, man, you pay your money. You go to the school. You know, you want to train with them. You go see them out, see how good they are. You know, if they have good skills, you know, you train with them. If you think, oh, let's say it's just a kickboxing school or a karate school, and you want to learn MMA with groundwork, then you need to go to someone with experience. I don't know, what can I say? I mean, it'll be confusing that you know suddenly it's karate for 20 years and suddenly MMA, the guy's teaching groundwork with no experience. I mean, everyone have a new teacher these days as well. I mean, these schools, I know they all have new teachers, just by the name of YouTube. So you can pretty much go on there and learn from this guy. YouTube, he's amazing. He have a lot of experience. The only problem is he never really had a fight in his life. And it's money. I mean, these guys run a business. It's a business. They want to earn money. The new things MMA. It's going to attract people in, and people go to train there. Whether the school's legitimate or not, I can't say. I know that I'm also a business. I charge money to teach people, and I believe what I show people is good value for money, really good value for money. I sleep really well at night knowing that I give my students the best. How these guys sleep, it's up to them. I don't know. Toughest match, toughest opponent. Easy question. Myself. Everybody want to give up at some stage. Everybody want to quit and say it's too tough. Everyone want to say I can sit in front of the TV, or my legs hurt today, or my ribs hurt. I'm tired. I've had a hard day at work. You know, my partner wants me to stay in. The kids are crying. The dog needs walking. All these things happen. But it's up to you to get yourself to the gym, and if you train and push yourself to train as much as possible, this is how you're going to achieve your goals. So the toughest person definitely is yourself. Currently I don't have any plans for competing in the near future. Maybe next year, but right now no. I have some students that are competing, training MMA and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu right now, getting ready for competition. But definitely the next next 6 months is going to be getting these guys ready, bringing the people in the school, and focus on bringing the younger generation to Jiu Jitsu to sort of understand the benefits that it's going to bring for them.